Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Chef Flora 6. I'm sharing with you how I make mayonnaise from scratch today. It's ultra creamy and has much more flavor, but with no unknown ingredients compared to the store-bought ones. I paired it with fried shrimps this time, but you can use this as you normally would use mayo. Before we start, make sure you subscribe to my channel. My videos are subtitled in both English and Chinese. Just click them on screen. I also post bilingual recipes on my Instagram. My Instagram handle is chefflora6, which is also linked in the description box below. Now, let's get started. Again, the ingredients for this recipe is very simple, but you do need an immersion blender to make the mayo. Let's start by preparing the shrimps. Devein the shrimps and do a butterfly cut. I'm using frozen shrimps here so that it has already been deshelled and deveined already, so I don't need to do that. But I do want to make the cut deeper so that we are increasing the surface area to coat with cornstarch and thus making the shrimps crispier after frying. Then marinate the shrimps with salt, pepper, and sesame oil. Give it a good rub, then coat with some cornstarch. Let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes. In the meantime, let's start making mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is an emulsification of oil and water, two liquids that don't generally get along. I use the immersion blender here, which I find the easiest and the most foolproof, but you can always use the blender or food processor if you're looking to make a fairly large amount. I'll show you two ways to make mayo. Let's start with the vegan version. The vegan version is mainly made with soy milk, which is irreplaceable, and oil. The oil of choice was avocado oil because it has such neutral flavors. I used lemon as an acidic ingredient to help with the emulsification. Dijon mustard at the end also helps as well. Simply start by combining your soy milk, salt, sugar, and lemon juice together. I've added a clove of garlic and a tablespoon of truffle oil as well just for this recipe, but definitely not a must. Then start the immersion blender for 10 to 15 seconds. Then start adding the oil in batches. Make sure you add them in batches so that you're giving enough time for it to emulsify with the soy milk. You have to be patient. Using an immersion blender in a tall, skinny container will help this process. But if you use a blender or food processor, you'll probably have to start with triple the amounts that I stated. And ta-da! Now you have the basic vegan mayo. This can be stored in the fridge for 2 to 3 weeks in an airtight container. It'll thicken up even more in the fridge. Next up, we'll make regular mayo. Instead of soy milk, we use raw eggs in this type of mayo. To play safe, make sure you use pasteurized eggs. If you can't find them at your local grocery store, you can pasteurize your own by putting the eggs in 60 degrees Celsius water for 3 minutes, then quickly putting the eggs in a cold water bath. This will pasteurize eggs without actually cooking them. The process is pretty much the same as vegan mayo. Combine your eggs, sugar, salt, and lemon juice. I also added truffle oil in this mayo as well. Stick the immersion blender in and turn it on for 10 to 15 seconds before adding the oil in batches. Again, make sure you add the oil in batches to give it enough time to emulsify with the raw eggs. I used avocado oil in this recipe as well, since I like that it doesn't have a strong flavor. I don't recommend using extra virgin olive oil to make mayo, because once it's blended, extra virgin olive oil may taste bitter, and the sauce is actually much more likely to break. And here you have it, basic mayo done. I used Japanese eggs in this mayo. It's known to have really orange yolks, hence why my mayo isn't white. This can be stored in an airtight container for as long as your eggs stay fresh. If you pasteurize your own eggs, I would recommend keeping for up to 1 week only. To make truffle mayo, simply mix in truffle paste and Dijon mustard. The Dijon mustard may sound strange, but it actually helps with the emulsification so that your sauce doesn't break. Now that the mayo's done, let's finish preparing the shrimp. Crack an egg into the shrimp and give it a good mix. Once every single shrimp is covered in egg, prepare a plate with cornstarch on the side. Coat every single side with cornstarch evenly. Feel free to use frying powder or potato starch, they'll work just as well. It's finally time to start cooking. Add oil to a pot and let it heat to approximately 180 degrees Celsius, then turn it down to medium heat. Add the shrimp in. If you are using a thinner layer of oil like me, cook each side for 1 minute. If you're using more oil, let the shrimps deep fry until they float in the oil. Make sure you fry the prawns where the butterfly cut is as well. When all sides are crispy, take them out. Switch it back up to medium-high heat. Let the oil sizzle until all moisture is gone. Then add the shrimp back in for another 30 seconds. This will give it extra crispiness. And we're on to the final step. Toss the shrimps in the truffle mayo until they're all evenly coated. Make sure you're not adding too much mayo in the first instance so that the fried shrimp doesn't lose its crispiness. Add another spoonful only if you think it's not enough. Serve hot with another side of mayo. Bon appetit! Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my recipe. If you liked this video, please do hit that subscribe button and click that bell. Follow me on Instagram for more recipes and updates. I'll see you next time.